just beat that into my mind with he's been a friend and a longtime coach of mine, and he would tell me, who you are determines how well what you do works. And I was like, oh man, I'm just not sure, I don't know if I get that. So here's what that means. Imagine you walk onto a car dealership lot, let's say a used car. Now, used cars are great to buy. I have a lot of friends that sell used cars, so I don't know why used car salesmen get a bad rap, but I'm going to use that stereotype here for a second. All the ones I know are fantastic. But this guy comes up to you. You're looking at the used cars, and he comes up to you, and he's got a white shirt on with a fat tie, and it's kind of off center. He's got a mustard stain on his shirt, and he just is just fat belly and not shaved, and just looks just kind of maybe like he wore that outfit the last 3 days, you know? And he walks up and says, "You looking for a car?" And you say, "Yeah." And he said, "What are you looking for?" And you say, "Well, I'm looking for something that's no more than 3 years old. Here's my budget. I want good safety ratings and air conditioning." Okay. Well, he says, "This one meets all those requirements right there. This is in everything. It meets everything. You want to buy it?" And you say, "Oh man, I don't know. Let me think about it." Which is kind speak for no, not from you. I don't know. I just don't feel, something feels weird. I don't know. Take the same situation, and Mother Teresa, if she was still living, if she approached you on the used car sales lot and said, "What are you looking for, child?" And you said, "Well, and you told her the same thing. And she said, "This one right here will do everything. I think this one's perfect for you. Would you like to buy this one?" And you'd say, "Yes, ma'am, I would. Thank you so much for your help." And so the sleazy looking guy and Mother Teresa both used the same words with you, and you used the same words with each of them. Yet who they are as people determined the outcome. So who we are determines how well what we do works. I have the privilege of taking care of some amazing people. And there's a lady, she's in her 80s. She is the sweetest thing. The sweetest thing. I literally, when I see her on the schedule, my heart just opens up. I mean, I'm so excited because she hugs me and she tells me how grateful she is and that God is using my hands, and she's so encouraging. My gosh, who wouldn't feed off that? Well, I've got some other people who like things a certain way, and they may or may not, comply. She may or may not take her earrings out. She may have her hair up out of the way. She may not. So there are groups of people who say, "I want you to be able to do the best job you can do. I trust you. I support you. I believe you. I'm giving you my trust. You do what you think is best." Wow, what an honor. And I don't take that lightly. And just like when I sing with my friend Christy Kurtz, if you're watching, love you, girl. I miss singing with you. I can't wait to get back. She's like the best I know. So if I'm singing with her, man, I step it up. I really step my game up. The same is with these people who love and encourage and support and are grateful. I step my game up. Now, I'll always do my best job, but here's the thing. My best may change. If I have to deal with somebody saying, "Well, I want this and I want that and I want you to do that and I want you to do that and I don't want to take my earrings out and I don't want to do it that way and I know you said this but I didn't do it and I just, that's okay. You don't have to change your behavior because of me. I'm a professional. I'll do the absolute best available with what I have to work with. But if I'm constantly, struggling with you, and if you're, "Hey, I want it this way and I don't want it that way," and in my head I'm like, why in the world would you do that? Here's an example. My dad was having a heart catheterization, and he said, "I'm going to call the doctor and I'm going to tell him I want him to go through my wrist. I don't want him to go through my femoral artery." because that's too, I just don't want that. I'm going to talk to him. I said, Dad, no, you're not. What you're going to tell him is, because doctors are people too, man. And I said, what you're going to tell him is, hey, I've heard great things about you. People will rise or fall to your expectations. I've heard great things about you. Dr. Emlani said that you are going to do an incredible job, and he's a personal friend of mine. And anybody that he trusts, I trust. So build the guy up and say, I've heard that going through my radial artery is a faster recovery than going through my femoral artery. But you know what? I want you to do your job. I want you to do what you think is best, and I completely trust you. Anything more than that, I don't want you to say, Dad. Let him do his job. Encourage him, build him up, edify him. You want his best work. I had a guy one time, and man, he would just razz me when he came in. He would just, and I mean, he was angry all the time. And he would tell me the Bible I reads isn't real because it's the NIV, and God only speaks through the King James Version. And he would just razz me when he came in. And he'd make me mad sometimes. He would say pointed, rude things, you know? And so finally one time I said, I'm about to put my hands on your neck. Do you really think it's wise for you to be as rude as you are? Now, I don't usually talk to people that way, but man, I had enough from this guy. And he kind of backed up and looked at me. And I think I think his rudeness was kind of just the way he joked, you know? And the next visit he came in and he said, I owe you an apology. I never intended to be rude. And honestly, it could have fooled me because I thought he was trying to just beat me down, you know? So here's the point. He's a great guy. We love each other. It's all good. But here's the thing. If you want the best out of people, bring the best out of people. And you know those people who can go to a restaurant and get amazing service, and then the other ones who they go to a restaurant and there's always something wrong. Their order is always wrong. They charge for the ranch dressing. There you go. I brought it up. And you've got these two groups, and it seems like this always thing. Well, if you're in the group that's not getting the results you want to get, stop and ask yourself, who am I being right now? Because who I am determines how well what I do works. I can do the same thing you do and get very different results if I'm being a different person. And so how can I bring the best out of people is the question you need to ask. I'm telling you, I'm in both camps. There are times where I'm frustrated and I don't bring the best out in people. And there are times where I bite the bullet and I just love and encourage and support, and people rise to that. And I would encourage you to try that because it is really cool. Hey, I'm Dr. Lazar. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock.